box deal structuring lab or something like that. I like deal structuring lab because seller financing is really not what this is about. We could stretch the rubber band on either side, you know. So deal structuring lab. What do you think?
It sounds a little deal structuring lab. That sounds a little wordy.
Oh yeah.
I'm just teasing. I'm teasing. I like it. If you like it, I love it. How's that?
There you go, Jason Richter to everyone. Steve D's Dynamite Deal Lab. Whoa, things blow up.
Wow, that was catchy. What was that again?
D's Dynamite Deal Lab.
Stevie D's Dynamite Deal Lab. Wow. Yes.
Shit. I don't know about Stevie, but Steve is out there.
Okay.
Whatever. Jason, I talked to you over the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah.
How'd you make out with that deal in Florida?
I got her, getting closer. And as soon as, I'm probably going to give your Naples guy a call.
Oh, all right.
On either tomorrow or Wednesday.
Leave yourself some time because these guys don't. I mean, it's summer, and I don't even know how much their money they're even working.
Okay.
So they take off time in the summertime. This one guy goes up to, I think it's Mississippi or Louisiana or something like that. The one guy I gave you, and if he doesn't get back to you, all right, then you're going to call the main line, the main number, and I'll give you some. I'll find somebody else there for you to talk to.
Okay.
But that's the guy to talk to. They do this all the time.
All right, cool.
So,
yeah. No big rush. Just maybe in the next month or two.
It's just money. That's all.
Money about it.
Well, the longer you put this off, actually, you're not kissing off your equity, but you're still making more money. So the deal is that you want to own it. So
yeah, right.
Hey, so we always got Justin on. We got Jason, Ed, Rick, David, Mag, Vaughn Cross. I don't think we've ever met there, Vaughn. Ace is even on. Whoa. Rick and Vernon made it. I got to be careful what I say with Ace on here. He'll correct me.
This is your crew. Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. The Warriors are here tonight. All right, so who's got a deal we should be talking about here tonight? Let's toss the ball around.
Steve.
Yes, sir.
I'll go first to get out of your hair real quick.
All right. Turn on your camera. You got to turn your camera
on. Okay, hold on. Well, I'm actually driving, so hold on.
It's okay. We'll get you driving.
Let me stop. I just stopped. Okay, there we go.
We like to watch people drive.
So you're not gonna see it too much. I'm actually on the curb here.
It's okay.
So I'm still on the deal on Aliceville, Alabama. I think the challenge is I've already reached out to all the realtors. There's not a lot of realtors in the place because it seems to be like a lower population and there's not a lot of realtors there. Okay. So basically at this point, I lowered the price. I found one realtor that was, we went back and forth and he really liked the price that he could find me buyers for. I set up some time for today to whatchamacallit to do some showings. Basically she said that she had a problem, and she couldn't make it. She's gonna go tomorrow. She's not being too responsive. But at this point, if she doesn't show up tomorrow, I think I'm gonna have to call off this deal.
No. Have you done a Zoom call with her?
A what?
A Zoom call. You're looking at somebody face to face.
No, I didn't.
Well, that makes a big difference sometimes.
Okay.
All right. Because someone will think twice about not doing what they're supposed to do after you look them in the eye. Okay. Think about that a second. That's the first thing. Second thing is, I don't care. You don't kill a deal because somebody doesn't want to return your call. Go find another realtor. All right. Say there's not so many in this area. Look in a 25-mile radius.
Okay.
You'll find somebody that's hungry, a realtor hungry, that's doing this business. And right now down there, same as the rest of the country, real estate's hot as a pistol, and they're all looking for deals to list. Have you looked on PropStream and see if there's anything that's been sold in the area wholesale-wise?
I looked up PropStream. I haven't seen like any wholesale deal like that because this is a retail deal. Remember?
That's okay. That's all right. So you I don't remember what your numbers were. I remember we talked to them, but I think it was a retail deal. Don't. How much time you got left?
I got like 5 more days, I think.
That's all. You pick up the phone, call the seller before you do a whole lot. Tell them, listen, I got to extend this thing out. The market's really giving me a hard time. You got to give me at least 60 days. You got to give me some time. when it's 100 degrees out, people aren't shopping for a house, and she'll probably
Mhm.
understand that. That's what I would do. I blame it on the weather. Blame it on something. Don't say that.
I
Yeah.
might transition. I might transition to an option, right? Because at this point, you know,
What's the
I've been
difference?
tied up.
What's the
Huh?
difference? What's the difference?
Well, we have a contract. It's an exclusive, right?
So what?
Okay.
Whatever. Just extend it out 60 days. Who cares? You close, you close. You close, you close it. Your option. If you don't close it, you don't close it. What's the difference between that and an option? You just got your foot in the door. You want some kind of a promise from the seller, and you got it. So tell them
Okay.
you gotta extend this out 60 days. The weather's killing you. I got people who want to see the house. They're all canceling because of the weather. You know, listen, and it's raining every other day. Come on, you gotta give me some space here. How about you give me till at least September? I'd start
Gotcha.
way out there. Let them come back. You know, listen, my father had a saying: ask for 10, expect 5, and take 2. You know, so
Okay.
reach out. Don't, but don't bother killing yourself if you just got 5 days left, and they're gonna no one up there is gonna cut the legs out from under you. They want to sell this house, and you want to put a deal together. So I don't make a dime unless I tell it straight out. I can't make a dime on this house unless I can sell it. And if I'm going to use all my time, all my effort, all my money to promote your house, you got to help me out a little bit.
Okay.
Don't cancel it.
All right.
Never take
I will-
no for an answer.
Yeah. Thanks for the advice, Steve.
All right, man.
Appreciate
You'll
it.
do it. You'll do it. You watch. You're gonna pull a rabbit out of a hat with that deal. All
Steve,
All right, brother.
Steve, what was that? Ask for 10, expect 5, and
Take
take
2.
2.
Yeah, my dad used to say that.
That's incredible.
Yeah, start. Why you got to start somewhere, So, anyways, who else we got here? Don't be shy now. Ed, you got a deal we were
Hi.
talking about this morning. You said you want to toss it to the wolves. I think it was. You couldn't. You said,
Yeah, I think Vaughn was jumping in there first. Go ahead, Vaughn.
I didn't see.
Cool. Thank you. No,
Yeah.
I just had a question on a couple of, I guess it's not a question, but I made 2 offers, or I tried to make 2 offers, and I'm still pretty new at this, guys. Nice to meet you, by the way. I see you all the time on YouTube. You're the man. But yeah, no, it's a pleasure to be here, and yeah, like I said, I'm new. But I got on some calls earlier today. Got 2 people to say yes to a lease option. And I can really see now why you guys stress on being repetitive about, okay, when I call you at 7:30, you're going to pick up, right? You're not going to hurt my feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's exactly what happened.
They're dishonest bums,
one lady,
aren't they? The sellers are
yeah.
dishonest bums, aren't they?
Oh, for sure. For
Like,
sure. Well,
and
the first
they're
lady
kind of
was
dumb. You got to like, step by step them, don't
Yeah.
you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, this
And,
is sometimes a concept that they've never heard of, so you got to step them all on. But go ahead, Vaughn. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I mean, the first lady, she was kind of like put off by the idea, but she was still with it. You know what I mean? Like almost like maybe there was a credibility factor, and she felt like she didn't want to do business with me, but the words she was hearing from my mouth were something she wanted to hear. Motivation level extremely low, but I said the words, and I got her to say yeah, she'll accept an offer. When I called her back, and of course I called her back and it didn't happen. But the other guy, the second guy, he was about it, and he seemed, like a guy that was gonna pick up at the time that we agreed that we talk about. But he wanted me to email him the offer as well, so I did send him the email, and then I called him like I said I was going to. This guy, I said it twice that I'll call you at what was the time? 6 my time, 8 his time. And yeah, and even he didn't answer. So I don't know, maybe he'll call me back while I'm in the middle of this with you guys, and I'll have to go split and do that real quick.
When you tell someone that you're going to call them or you make an appointment with them, never do it at the top of the clock. Always do it at off time. I'm going to call you at 10 after 7 or 7:25 or 6:30. Don't say 6 o'clock. It's too round, and it's not. For some reason, if it's an odd number, if it's an off time, people will remember that a lot better. And say,
really?
and tell them what you're going to expect to do when you make that call. Ask them, tell them to get on Zoom if you can. Because talking to
Okay.
somebody face to face goes a long way. Vaughn, you're the man. You're blowing us all away tonight. You just started this. How long you been doing this?
Don't get me wrong. I've studied this for a couple years now.
That's okay.
And I've taken spurts of action. But this last couple weeks has been like my latest spurt. And obviously I just joined with Justin's VIP. Man, great setup you guys got here. I'm happy to be here.
Have you ever seen anything like this on the internet? You've been playing around for 2 years already.
No, yeah, this is almost like God's work. You know what I mean? And it's just a beautiful platform. People can come here, and I understand at the end of the day, it's about you, you know. And I get some people feel like they need to spend the money in order to have some accountability, which is why I love how affordable this is. You know, this is really great opportunity here. So I appreciate it.
Justin, you got to raise his amount that he's paying every month.
Yeah. Double it.
Hey, look,
Sweat.
you know, you can do all the homework. You can listen to all the theory. You can go to all the seminars and webinars in the world. As far as I'm concerned, until you pick up a telephone and you start getting into the game, you haven't started yet. And all the theory in the world, if you can't get on that telephone and talk to people, you're wasting your time. There's only so much you can do electronically, sending text messages and all. I get so fucking aggravated sending these text messages that I get from people. I got an attorney I'm doing business with right now in Florida, and he wants to go back and forth with text with me. I says, fine. When it comes down to paying your bill, I'm going to send you a picture of a text of a dollar bill. I'm going to send you a text of a check. Good luck. All of a sudden he calls. I'm so sick of text messages. So I can imagine how people feel that are trying to sell a house. They got a problem or whatever it is, and they're getting bombarded with texts because you see this program that we're doing here, this lease options.
Yeah.
You know, it's only going to have a shelf life for so long before everybody and their uncle is trying to do it. I've got properties for rent down in Florida right now, and every single one, I've got people doing this robotic text messages to me, and they never once call me. And I tell them I'm interested. Please call me. They've got people offshore in the Philippines working at 3, 4 a.m. that are sending me text messages. So Vaughn, getting back to you, bud. You made 2 offers today. What do they look like? What are we doing? Are they just rent to own lease options?
Yeah, just regular lease options. I'm gonna plan to assign them. But one of them, it was kind of hard getting the information on property value, ARV. I guess it's just a weird part of Iowa. But he said last time he got it appraised was for 97,000. He's asking 118. But when I looked it up and on PropStream, I guess he had just bought it in March. So I don't know if he's trying to be the investor and turn this around real quick or something, because he bought it for 47. So I probably definitely
bought it for 47 in March.
Offer on that one.
He bought it for 47,000 in March. Has he done any improvements on the property? Is it a house? Is it just vacant land? What is it?
Yeah, no, it's a house. Yeah, he's done improvements, new flooring, appliances. I think he said, and there's a new roof. But I think he said,
okay. All right. He's done work on it. You don't have to do a lease option with this guy. You could just do a simple option with this guy, an option to purchase. Or you could do a contract to sale with this guy and just leave your time to check out the house, so to speak, your due diligence, have a long date or a long closing date. You see, I use contracts for sale with people that are not agreeable to taking any other terms. I use options and lease options with people to where I'm going to go in the door and I'm going to settle their problem. And they usually, oh, please, what can you do for me? All right. So we look for lease options or options to do that. If you come across somebody that's just barbaric and you can't give him what he wants, you want $200,000 for this $150,000 property, great. Let's go to contract. Go to contract. Put a couple of dollars down if you got to, whatever your state mandate would be. Tie the guy up, put 90-day close on this thing, and go take it out to the market and see what it's worth. You could always put on the deal subject to funding. You put subject to funding on there, that could mean almost anything. I could be a funder. Justin could be a funder. Your banks could be a funder, right? So it's subject to funding. Say, listen, if the funding comes back and they tell me, hey, listen, I'm only going to give you $100,000 on this deal because it's only worth 125. We want to see you have some skin in the game. Then I got to come back to you with an offer. If I don't get the offer for the whole 200, I promise you, I'll come back to you and show you how it works. Show you what I can do. So that's something else that you can put in your toolbox tonight. All right. There's no reason why. There's a fellow out there I'm basically talking about right now, John Ionati. Oh, Ed just looked up. Boom. All right. John Ionati is the one that showed me how to do options and buy and don't be, you don't have to be ashamed when you make an offer to somebody. Give them what they want. And at time down the road, you can always go back and renegotiate if you have to. And there's always deals that you can put under finance down the road when you get experience, where you can work out terms where you'll be basically renegotiating them down the road. Because time, if you put somebody in a note, let's just say for $100,000, and 3 years down the road, it's Christmas time, and you send them a letter and say, Bill, thanks, I appreciate it, all that's going on. If you ever decide you want to, I got some extra money, I'd like to possibly, maybe do something with this mortgage, give me a call. He's going to burn the phone up and call you. So maybe that $100,000 mortgage that the guy wouldn't budge on, he wanted that $400,000. You got $300,000 up front in your financing, and the property's probably worth $330,000, $340,000. You gave him a note for $100,000. You're 3 years down the road. You just bought the $100,000 note for whatever you want. You offer him $40,000 for it, offer him $35,000 for it, offer him $50,000 for it. All you're doing is renegotiating at the end, inside the deal. Anyways, good luck to you, Vaughn. We want you to call in nightly, man. This is all great,
Can I ask Vaughn a couple questions I was curious about in that story?
Sure.
One is, what is your e-signature program you're using when you send the document to the homeowner?
DocuSign.
Okay, DocuSign. I think we're good on DocuSign. I mentioned earlier that some of these require that your prospects sign up for an account before they can see the document, and that's a non-starter because your prospect won't do that because they don't know what this is, and they're not going to sign up for an account. Okay. Give them their email and create a password and all that. But I think you're good on DocuSign. What document did you use? The lease option agreement, flex memo, the LOI, letter of intent thing?
Yes, that's the one I was going to use. I just emailed him a written offer.
Oh, okay.
Just the offer. I didn't include the agreement or anything like that.
Okay.
Yet. Yeah.
Okay. So you basically just had a written offer that you sent him based on the conversation that you had just had. So it was kind of like you had hit the bullet points and you were just sending them a written
letter of intent.
Basically. I kind of assumed I'd have to, renegotiate with this guy once I got him on the phone anyways. But he's and so
I'm loving this.
Yeah. Interesting.
I'm loving this from a newbie, man. I'm loving this. Get on a phone. You're gonna kill it, man. Once you get the rhythm, you're gonna be dangerous.
Thank you. I'm getting more and more confidence because you guys. But thank you.
We don't have anything. We don't have any courses to sell you. Some of the best advice I've ever gotten was sitting at a bar talking with people. And the information they give you, one guy gave me a information that I made probably $5 million on, and the outline was written on the back of a bar napkin. This is similar to that because you can sit here and you can talk around. There's people there from all over the country, and everybody here has got their own specific talent. So be afraid. Don't be shy. call, talk to everybody. During the week, during the mornings, it's all training for the most part. Tonight is all about deals.
Okay.
We like to bring deals to the table and bounce them around and see how we can creatively put something together. But man, this is great, Vaughn. You're the man of the night.
Vaughn, that happens to me
No.
too. It happens to me too. They do
What
that to
you
me.
you being the man of the night, or
No. Rarely am I the man of the night, but no, and sellers will ghost me sometimes too. Even though you did what you were supposed to do and you confirmed up a time and you did it twice, and you made sure that he understood what time and all that. Sometimes that still happens, man, and there's nothing you can do to control that. You did what your part was.
It's
So
usually one or two reasons.
sometimes that guy calls back, like sometimes
Yeah.
a day or two later, or 3 or 2 weeks later, and he's like, "Hey, I'm ready to do that thing now that you were talking about. Is that still available?"
yeah.
Is that an A lead,
Yeah,
a B
but
lead,
yeah,
or a C lead? Is it a follow up lead, or
There
is
you
it
go.
like is it a
I think
close
it
today?
is, well, he just I mean, like I said, because I'm new, it was just refreshing to get somebody that actually wanted to, or seemed like he wanted to work with me. But again, if he got it at 47,000, he's listening for 118. He probably is an investor sort of guy. But when I told him I'm an investor, I mean, he was on board with it. So maybe I'll keep the straight option as something in my back pocket. When I do talk to him again, I'm for sure going to talk to him again. Hell or high water.
So he's got this up for 118 for sale.
Yeah, it's
What
for
do you wanna-
118.
what do you
Maybe you
wanna
guys
offer?
can look at it. It looks pretty nice.
No, we don't want to look at it.
I don't
Tell
know
us-
if he
just
said
tell
he
us-
had something for 97.
So what's his deal look like? So what? The guy might want to
You
find
said,
it.
sorry, I couldn't hear you. You said you want to look at it?
No. What I'm saying, nope. What I'm just saying is that you want to look at it. If he got a deal for 97, that's what it looks like. So what's the offer? Is it all cash? Is it seller financing? What are we doing there? Pick his brain. We talked this morning about that whole method of conversation, and we said you should have a checklist. I think a checklist is very important. You've got to cover so many things on a phone call, whether you do in whatever order. And this way, I use checklists all the time and legal pads, and I keep it down. And I do a little bit of homework before I call somebody. I hate going in the door and showing my hiney without knowing what the hell is going on. So that's the way I do it. But start with a checklist to make sure you cover everything. And you ask the guy, are you willing to hold back financing on this? If he's an investor, all right, he paid $47,000 for this thing. Maybe he'll take $10,000 up front in his own fund. Maybe you put $10,000 down and he'll finance the rest of it up to $115,000 for like 5 years. Now you take that deal and you assign it. Now you're packing it with financing.
There you go.
But
then I do have to get the lender.
No. He's going to be your lender. In other words,
I just have
you're
to
not
come
going to
up
argue
with
the price with him. He wants 118 for it. So listen, I'll give you the whole 118. All right. How about we do this? How about I give you the 118 and I give you $10,000 down and I pay off, and maybe you do interest only every month or no interest, and you give him $200 a month for the first 5 years and let it balloon out. All right. Whatever terms you decide you want to make, I can help you with that, but do it for 5 years. You got your contract now with your offer, and now you turn around and you assign that. And when you assign it to your end buyer's got financing plugged in already. He doesn't have to go to the bank. That's a powerful deal. You see?
Yeah. Okay.
So you're only limited in doing real estate by your imagination.
Let me say too, Vaughn, just imagine what it'll be like when you have your entire pipeline filled with dudes that you got this close with. Like, and they're just teeter-tottering right there on the very edge. These are A and B leads. This guy's a B lead probably, but nevertheless, that's what a B lead is. It's somebody who's just teetering on the edge of commitment. Oh, they're almost there. What if you had a whole pipeline just full of those guys, man? You know, one of these weeks, 2 or 3 of them are going to fall all at once. It's going to be like, holy shit, you know.
Wow. Yeah,
So good job, man.
I can dig it.
You're doing exactly what you're supposed to do. You want to keep your follow up list there. At least keep him on a follow up
Okay.
list.
Get him at least under an option, and you can always go back another week or 2 from now and say, you know what, I'm thinking, how about we try to do this? And now you still have the time on the option, but you want to offer them. All of a sudden, you throw the hook out there, and people are saying, well, is he looking to finance it? Is he, and you can introduce that to your seller. So just go get them tied up first, and then you want to bring the deals back to the lab. We'll talk to you about it.
Okay.
I like that, Coach Steve. You got to bring this back to the lab.
Bring it back to the lab.
Love it.
Right on.
The
Thank you,
deal-
guys.
Ed,
The deal
you're scaring the shit out of
laboratory.
me, Eddie.
The deal laboratory. I'm digging it.
This,
Whoa.
this is good stuff. You got Boris Karloff there in the back.
Yeah.
All right, Vaughn. Good job. Thanks for chiming in. Appreciate that. Who's next? Who's the next victim tonight?
Steve, I got one.
Sure, man. David, what you got, man? Turn your camera on.
Hold on.
Oh,
Uh,
there it is.
So I got one locked up and it's in Broad Channel. in Queens.
Okay.
Wow.
225. The guy started at 275. I worked him down to 205.
Was it a cottage?
Yeah, it's like one of those the short ones, like
It's all right.
it's like a 3-1. I put it up in a bunch of Facebook groups, and it's like a lot of daisy chainers that I've been getting so far. I've got in touch with a private money guy that actually has a couple clients, so I'm planning on doing one showing on Saturday, and then just send me your highest and best.
Are you a realtor?
No,
Okay. So what's the deal?
for assignment.
So you want to do an assignment, and you got it for 205.
Yeah, and I am asking 225.
You're asking 225. Okay, what kind of shape is the place in?
Full gut.
Really?
Yeah.
Sounds like a typical policeman or a fireman's hangout, and they got lots and lots of money sitting in their 401ks and IRAs and their pension plans in the city. That's who I would go after with this, and they're all looking for projects and things to do for the summer.
Okay.
I would go down to a couple of local precincts, the local police precincts. So you guys got a
Is that going to be
lot
hard
of-
for you, David?
listen.
No, it's, Steve, don't worry. I got that. I already took care of that. That's I'm in that line. So
I go after them as a buyer, and I wouldn't say it's 225. What's this house worth? If it's 100% in one piece, ready to go.
well, it depends. The comps on it are very different. Depends if you're going to raise it or not. The only thing that's a little iffy is that it was flooded during Sandy, so it depends if they're going to raise it or not.
It's still there.
Yeah.
Most of the stuff washed away. So yeah, man, I'm telling you, the firemen, the post, the you know the deal. The cops, they eat that stuff up.
Yep.
Man. That's the place.
That's actually my
All right,
private
you already
money
got
guy.
it covered. Okay, how can I help you?
So I'm a little nervous because the area that it's in is designated like a FEMA zone. So if I don't find somebody that's willing to take that risk, that's the only problem that I'm seeing right now.
You want a cash buyer? Then it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
that's what I want.
So there's so much money out there. I think if you put this thing on Craigslist, you'll probably blow it out.
That's what my next move was. So I had a realtor say that she has a serious buyer, and then I had the private money guy that has like 4 guys that want to see it.
Well, the private money guy, you're going to sell the car. You're going to sell a house to one of his buyers, right?
Okay.
Okay. You're not looking to finance thing or do anything like that.
No. The realtor
Okay.
is bringing a cash buyer also.
Did you tell him you wanted 225 for it already?
Yes.
I'd say best
Well-
offer. I'd say best offer over 225.
Well, the private money guy said, listen, we can go. He's like, my clients will pay over that. So he's okay with that. He's actually a friend of mine from work. So he's all right
Cool.
with that.
Cool. Say, I'm looking for the best offer I can get over 2.25. You got 7 days. I'm going to ring the bell. That's what I would.
Another person that does a couple of them out in Long Island, she's telling me that I have to be aware of the fact that if it's the FEMA 50-50 rule, something about if you have to spend like more than 50%, that it actually has to be like knocked down. I've never heard of that before.
Me either. So I wouldn't worry about it. Who cares?
Okay.
You're not going to move into. Are you going to spend money on it?
No.
Don't worry about it then.
The other good thing about it is the contract. He's actually paying for any outstanding liens, violations, and any typical seller closing costs. So my buyer's going to save on that.
He has to. He's got to provide clear title.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Good. Best offer over 225. Make some money on this thing. You'd be surprised how much you're going to get. Oh,
So I got it on. I got it on an option. How long would you give it before you say like, listen, now it's time to look to JV?
Forget JV. How long is your option for?
30 days.
When did you sign the contract?
Last Friday.
Where have you marketed it right now?
Facebook only.
All right. You have you got to be getting some traffic on Facebook.
Yeah, I do. But a lot of them are daisy chainers.
Okay. All right. Well, go stick it on Craigslist. All right.
Okay.
For the fun of it. And go on PropStream. You on PropStream? And see if there's anybody how many in the local area, wholesalers that are buying. And look at their realtors and give them a phone call.
Okay.
Jason talks about this all the time. Give them a phone call and ask them, listen, you got anybody that's hot looking to buy, one of these 3-bedroom cottages in Broad Channel? And they're going to say, yeah. There's nothing for sale around, man. You can't buy anything under $300,000-$400,000 down there. And as long as this thing is not all firewood, you should do really well. So listen, the best deal I got, I'm looking to get offers over 2.25. I already got guys for 2.25, 230. But I want to make some money on this thing. I don't want to list it. But you bring somebody in the door, I'll give you $1,000 bonus on it if it closes in 2 weeks. They got to be a cash deal.
Okay.
I'd start looking at that also.
I was going to try to bring it to the Melissa and her group, but can't get in touch with anybody.
I don't know, man. You get too many people got their hands in your pocket. I'd say just do this on your own. You don't need to JV it. If you market this thing right, it'll be gone in 3 or 4 days.
All right.
I'm telling you, man. There's not at this. Oh God. If you want, send me the information on it, and I'll promote it on my list. Up to you.
Yeah, I'm down. Listen, I mean, you're well more experienced than myself, so I have no problem.
All you got to do is sell something. If you can sell a car, you can sell a piece of real estate, man. I mean, shit, there's nothing to it. Especially when there's people out there. They're out there in the streets begging to buy a house.
Yeah.
So, I mean, everybody out there, and especially where this is. This is a dream. This is a dream cottage away from home. The firemen, the cops are all looking for a place to hang out, and this is it. I'm telling you. How far is it from the water?
It's on the main boulevard. So when you go down Howard Beach, down Cross Bay Boulevard, you pass New Park Pizza, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So you go over the bridge, you pass the Marine Park, whatever it is, and then it's in that thing before you hit Far Rockaway. So it's a decent area. It's like a class like B. C, maybe class BC.
You're giving it away. I think you're giving it away. Send me the stuff on it. Let me take a look at it.
What's your email?
Send it to sunrisecredit@yahoo.com. I think you're giving it away.
Okay.
I got some guys in my club out on Long Island that I could show this to, and they could tell me in a snap what this thing's going to be a play or not. So I don't want nothing out of it. You deal with them.
No. I owe you. See, Sunrise.
No. You got to bring 10 people to the club here. I want you to bring 10 people in. So go
All right.
start signing up people if we put this together. All right.
All right, I'll send it to you.
That's the
Thanks,
deal.
Steve.
All right, David. sunrisecredit@yahoo.com. Who's the next victim?
Got it.
I'm gonna get a T-shirt that says Justin right here,
Did I call you Jason again?
and then on the back it's gonna say not Jason.
I'm sorry.
Sometimes I'm not.
I was like, "Are you talking about Jason or Justin?" Like, because we really
He
do.
kept laughing. I'm like, what's this?
We really do have a Jason. Yeah.
All right. Oh, hello. That's better. All right. Who's the next victim here this evening? Don't be shy. Who's up? Ed, you had something you wanted to talk about this morning?
Muted.
Yeah, I'm gonna deal. He won't renegotiate with me to a lower price, and I'm having a tough time getting anyone interested in it. I went out and looked at the home. I gotta say though, within the 2 weeks I've been working on this, or a little over that, it's gone from 91,000 to 105,000 on the Zestimate. So at least that's closed in a little bit on my deal. But he was asking 119. We ended up at 113 to sign the agreement, and I just can't get anyone interested in it. He's got a guy that can rent it for 950. And so he's not really motivated to sell it, to break off that price. So
Yeah.
I went out to look at the house, and I was driving away, and I saw a guy in the yard, and I asked him if he knew anyone that would be interested in buying the house. And he said, my son might be interested. And he called me, and he wanted to do a lease option. At that point, I just wanted to try and sell it and be done. And so I called him back today and asked him if there was any interest in a lease option and what he had to work with. And I told him it would be about, being that $15,000 to $20,000 to get in the game, and could he do $1,500 a month? And so he was going to go talk to some people that might be able to, back him up. And I put a little hope into it today. So I was going to call the guy and just tell him I couldn't get any funding because I have that exact statement in my agreement, subject to buyer's funder approval.
Right. So did you offer to do anything with a lease option with the guy? Or just a straight option?
Yeah,
Oh, you will.
that all happened today. I turned him down last week,
Right.
and then I thought, well, I'll see what he's working with, and if he had 15 to 20,000, maybe I could create something where I can maybe get someone involved. And
How much time you got left on this agreement?
we're supposed to be done on the 30th, but I have an extra 10 days. I have in there.
Well, you know what? The longer it stays on your shelf, the more control you have. Someone falls out of bed and they see a picture of this house and they gotta have it. I'm off. I'm all for going ahead and extending contracts as long as you can. And you got a legitimate reason to say, listen, right now the market is so tight. They're following stuff and everybody looks at Zillow, and Zillow's 109, and I'm trying to get you your number for it. Even if I don't make a dime, sir, I'm trying like hell to move your house, spending my time, spending my money. I'm doing my due diligence, and I'm basically working for free. But I'm willing to do that to help you out, but I need some more time because maybe I can score and make a couple of $1,000s on this thing. What do you say? And maybe you can buy yourself another 30 or 60 days. I always shoot for more.
Yeah, he's got a guy that is moving out, and he's got a lead that's going to bring a guy in to cover that rent at $950. So,
it's a tenant problem.
Yeah, he's got a guy to replace him. So he's
ready.
That just once again reduces that motivation. So I think my last shot is to do something where maybe I could do a lease option with somebody and get someone to come in. What's your suggestion on that? If I can get this guy to come in with $10,000 to $20,000.
The issue with this guy is he doesn't want the property sitting empty. That's why he's already got somebody else lined up when this guy moves out.
Yeah.
So unless he's going to do it month to month, nobody wants to do a deal subject to tenancy right now. It's tough. It's tough. I don't want somebody else's headaches. So I don't know. Ed, unless you can wrap this thing up a little bit and get some more time, If the guy that's moving in there, maybe he's just month to month, that would work, right? You know, but you want to make sure that even if you do put a contract together with somebody, that this is really a month to month deal and it's not an annual lease. You know, that's something to cover yourself. But you've already got either an option or a contract to purchase. So I know you know what you're doing. You know, so the thing is, it's all about the numbers. If you can't make the numbers work, you can't make the numbers work. It is what it is, and it's not going to be something you're going to get rich on. So
That's what I'm finding out. You know, the concept is get the agreement so you have something to work with, and if you can't meet back, I'm just gonna, you know, sometimes you just gotta let it go and press on.
well, I'm all for negotiating a longer period of time with this guy if you can, and just
Yeah.
put it on the shelf and just keep it marketing along with the rest of everything else that you're doing. You got nothing to lose and all to gain. You already invested time and money into this thing. If you got this thing set on autopilot and you got it added a few different websites and all that, let them do the work. They're doing the heavy lifting. You're moving on and doing some more business. Up to you. I don't throw anything away unless it's just done, dead. That's it. So
Well, great point. I appreciate that. I will ask to extend that, and if not, then it's over.
that's it. And I'd
Yep.
say it just like that. Say, listen, I'm shopping for funding. I can't get it right now at this price. There's some new guys possibly coming to the market. They're telling me July. I can't get an answer on them that fast. Up to you. What would you like to do? Simple. What would you like to do?
I love it.
Take care, Ed. Good man.
Thank you, sir.
No problem, bud. No problem. Fast Jerry's online, sitting in the operating chair, watching us here. That's what. Who's up next?
We were ringing the bell for Ed earlier today.
Yeah, man.
Great.
He went to the bank already this week. This is another one, right?
Yeah.
He's already
Yeah.
to the bank.
He's filling up his pipeline with some A and B leads.
So listen, at the end of the year, it all adds up, right?
Yeah.
You know,
I just need a lead, I need a lead.
everybody needs a lead.
I need the good leads. Come on.
Everybody wants good leads. I love going to these RIA meetings and they go, I'm looking for deals. Anybody have any? Come over here. Oh, what a putz. What a putz. Yeah, everybody's looking for deals. There's 100 people in this room, right? Oh, jeez.
Right.
It is what it is. All right. Who else got something they need some work on, some help with, or the deals they looked at, they passed, deals they're thinking about? Who's up?
I have one. Can you hear me?
What do you got?
There's a house in my neighborhood a few doors down, and it's in foreclosure. And I talked about this a little bit on last Tuesday.
All right.
So it hasn't, auction is July 27th. I've got the owner's name, and I need to work on, do I contact them or do I contact the lender, or do I just try to
Contact the owner of the house.
Okay.
You're not a bank. What are you going to call a lender for? You're not a judge. You're not an attorney.
They don't live there. It's abandoned. They're not.
What's that?
What's that?
What kind of shape is the house in?
Oh, from what I could see, not bad. Somebody kicked the door in. So somebody's been in there to vandalize it a little bit, but I think it's, it might have been updated in the early 80s. So it's not real ancient, but so I can't really answer that. I haven't been able to see it real clearly.
Well, what you can do, pick up the phone, do a little bit of skip tracing, get the guy on the telephone that owns it and tell him you like to lease it. You like to rent it from him.
I've got it. Well, and I have a private money that's willing to go in there and give me a bird dog.
Slow down, Jake. Slow down. Let's not talk about buying. Well, you can listen. It's all on what your intentions are. All right. If he owes so much money on this house and he's so far upside down and the house needs work, and chances are the payoff on this thing could be up in Pluto. Who knows?
Right.
Who knows? All right. How long has it been abandoned for?
Apparently almost a year now.
And this is it's in a snow state or down south.
No, it's 3 doors down from me. I live in Virginia Beach.
All right. So we're not worried about pipes bursting and all the rest of that, you don't think?
No.
Wow, nice. I got to move that. All right. So Get the seller on the phone. Find out what the story is. Say, listen, I'll make it worth your while. If we can't make a deal and you're going to lose it to the bank, how about you lease it to me and I take care of what's going on in the background with the sheriff's sale and all. And if that's a go, I'll put you in touch with somebody that'll make it happen for you.
All
Ace
right.
is online right now. Ace does these all the time.
Does it mean I have to catch them up?
No, it doesn't mean you're even going to bother. You're just going to lease it, and you're going to run. You're going to have an attorney that's going to run foul for you. That's going to basically keep postponing this thing for a few years until you're in Florida. That's a judicial state. So I mean, you can, if somebody plays the game down there, they can hold a home up in foreclosure for years. So you could have years worth of income coming in on this thing if you just put it together right. Matter of fact, the guy I'll put you in touch with does these in Florida.
Well, this one's right here in Virginia Beach.
Yeah, he does them in Florida. I'm sorry, right? Why have I got Florida on my mind? We talked about a deal in Florida.
Yeah, I have that house.
Virginia Beach, is it a judicial state? Do you know?
You know what? That's a good question. I don't know.
Well, somebody, Justin, just
I'll look it up.
Okay.
Google it. Non-judicial or judicial. If it's
Is it Virginia?
Yeah, Virginia.
My guess is it is judicial, but I'm not sure.
Virginia is a title theory state. Residential foreclosures are non-judicial.
Okay.
Non-judicial.
So
Hey,
that
guys.
means it's a little quicker
that means-
process, huh?
Yeah, that means that they could be a quicker process than all. It doesn't mean I still wouldn't go after it. I'd still try and lease it. And if the guy's interested in sticking it to the bank, as they say, because he's going to lose the house anyway, Ace, don't fall out on us, man. I want to talk to you. If he's not interested, if he's interested in doing something, then you put him together with the coach. Ace, this is right up your alley, man. Where are you?
Thank you.
Yeah, I was hearing. Hey, Steve, how you guys been?
Doing good, man.
Sorry, I've been driving. But Coach Pat Martin, the one that taught me how to do the foreclosure blocking and everything. Yeah, he's from Florida, so Florida is a good state to. Yeah, you can block it 7-6 years.
This guy is
You
in
just cash flow it.
Virginia.
a non-judicial. He's in a non-judicial state, and he's in Virginia. So it could be a lot quicker, and foreclosures could roll a whole lot faster in Virginia. I don't know. I've never done one there.
Yeah, I'll check. I'll check and I'll put it in the chat room in the VIP group and
Yeah.
see where we're at as far as that. But yeah, again, like you said, everything that you're saying, yeah, definitely just lock it up and talk to the seller and see if they're willing to play ball. Again, that's the first trigger.
Okay.
So, I know Vernon does these also. Vernon's online with us tonight.
Sorry,
The key to this thing is to take a piece of property that's gonna.
yeah,
That's
Vernon also he has one of those deals.
the guide with this is to take a piece of property that's in foreclosure, where the people are walking away from it, or they've already walked away from it, and that doesn't need a lot of work, and you turn around and you lease the property with the option to be, you have a master lease or a performance lease with the option to sublease, and that's how you make your money on it. And when as far as running shotgun or running sidelines with the court system, there are attorneys that fight foreclosure in all states, and they'll get involved with you. Ace can tell you about that, and Vernon's got some experience with it. But we can put you in touch with this coach Pat, and he can take it further with you. But you go see if you can get this guy on the phone first. See if there's any interest at all in doing something on a maybe leasing the property out to you. This is, well, listen, you can lease it out to me, or you give it to the bank next month. What's it going to be? Either way, your credit's trashed. Don't you want to make some extra money? See?
Yep.
Take that. So knock it around, Jason. See what you can come up with. Let me know.
Cool. Yep, will do. Thank you.
Check the chat, because Ace was going to put something back in it. He does a lot of these in Texas, and they're a non-judicial state. I don't think there's any other state in the country that processes foreclosures faster than Texas, unless you got a shotgun, maybe. I don't know. They go really fast in Texas. All right. Anybody else got any comments? Anything else we want to talk about tonight? Any deals?
I got one.
Go, man.
I got a free house in in Alabama.
I like that word.
But it's trashed. It's probably need about at least $30,000 in fix up. And he has I think it's $31,000 loan on the property.
Okay. What's it worth? If it's all finished, what's stuff worth in that neighborhood?
Maybe 55, 60.
Wow. Who's the mortgage company?
I'm not sure about that. But
Well,
it's up to date. It's up to date. And the payment is like $600, but it's like $220 of it is insurance because it's no one's lives there.
yeah, it's forced placed insurance.
Right.
So what's your goal? What do you think you want to do with this thing? Is it completely, you have to do a complete gut job on it, or is it inhabitable?
It's inhabitable. I know how that Montgomery place is. There's not a lot of money floating around there, not unless you actually go to an investor. And I'm thinking maybe I can squeeze maybe about $2,000 to $5,000 out of it. That's what I'm thinking.
What part of Montgomery's in it?
I'll tell you in a minute. Hold up. It is. It's the wrong one. It is in 3405 South Court Street. 36.
That's in the city.
Yeah, 36105.
Yeah, that's down in the city. That's probably a really old house, old wooden house.
Yeah.
That's in the low income deal.
Right.
Yeah, it's probably, the house is abandoned. The bank will probably they'll probably just walk away from the thing.
Mhm.
You know,
But
it'll
he makes some
cost.
payments, bro. It's up to date. He didn't stop making the payments. It's up to date.
Yeah, well, so he's still making the payments on it. He said a total, so the $60,000 is what the house would be worth if everything was perfect.
Right.
He said it was $30,000 mortgage on it, and what was the other $30,000 in repairs? Where are you going with this thing? What do you want to do with it? What do you want to do with it?
I was going to see if I can get it to a contractor or something like that who wanted to, get in on a low end deal.
All right, call him Montgomery or Rhea.
Montgomery Rhea.
Yeah, call him Montgomery Rhea. Wait a minute, I might have a guy that you can talk to. Hold on a minute. Let me look here. Because I belonged to them for a while. Let's see. Montgomery Rhea. Let's see. Tony Montgomery buyer.
It's crazy who you're connected to just by being a subscriber here at Real Estate Wholesalers Club.
Yeah, you're gonna call Mark Jennings. Talk to Mark. His phone number is 334-312-7302. You tell him Driscoll from New York sent you. And Mark works at that RIA. He used to manage it, but now I don't know what he does there. But he's like the mayor. He knows everybody, everything, knows where to go. He might be able to place that for you. He does a lot of stuff in the hell's the next town just north of that there. I forget the name.
Mobile?
Begins with a W. No. It's an Indian.
Something like that.
What's that?
It's like WU or something like that.
Yeah. Wetumpka.
Yeah, Wetumpka. Yeah.
Wetumpka, yeah. All right. So now you got somebody you can tell him I said hi when you talk to him.
Okay.
Really good guy. They're all, this is down south, man. This is the old south. These are nice people.
All right.
So when I go there, I got to speak slow. I can't overwhelm them too much, Listen, when I went to a RIA meeting and I was talking about doing Irish evictions, and I scared the living shit out of everybody there. So, but we did one actually, yeah, and then we went back the next month and they gave an accounting on it. Yeah, what a joke. We're not going to talk about that on an open mic tonight. All right, and Justin's saying, "What the hell is an Irish eviction?"
I was going to Google it, Coach Steve. I was actually just about to type it in.
You won't find that in the encyclopedia. All right.
What other clauses you put in your contract?
As far as what do you mean?
I guess weasel clauses.
Well, how much of a weasel clause do you need on something like that? You just do a deal.
Not talking about that, but in general, I know you said subject to
You can
funding.
use your deal. You could say your deal is always subject to funding, like John Ionati does.
Mhm.
He was on the call. You can make it subject to anything, subject to your waist size, going down 4 inches. It's up to you. It's up to you. It's up to your own, whatever you want, You're limited by your imagination.
Gotcha.
Have a conversation with the person and then you're gonna know what your weasel clauses are gonna be. You're subject to clauses. So
Gotcha.
keep it simple. Don't make this tougher than it really is. We all can't be as successful as Vaughn Cross tonight. So Vaughn is killing it, man.
I love it.
He's the man of the night.
That
Vernon,
dude's
what else
fine,
you
man.
got, man? Vernon, what else you got?
I got another one. It's a land deal. I'm gonna shoot him out the contracts probably tomorrow.
Cool. Steal it.
It's in Elkton, Maryland.
Yeah.
He was asking 72. I got him down to 60.
7,200, 72,000.
72,000.
Must be a heck of a property, vacant property.
No. This is land.
Vacant property. That's what I meant.
Right. And the surrounding houses around it are been selling for 310, 320,000. Like that.
I usually figure vacant land, whatever, 20% of whatever the value is of the properties that are there currently.
Mhm.
That might be low, might be high. I don't know where we're at right now with the cost of supplies, what builders are even paying for vacant land, but whatever. You don't stand anything. So you're doing what, an option, a contract to purchase with them? What are you doing?
I'm doing a contract to purchase with the couple weasel clauses.
Okay. Just subject to your due diligence. You can
Right.
leave a date wide open on it.
That's the number one, due diligence. Making sure everything that he told me and everything he has in the notes is
So you got 60 days to do due diligence. Is it on the market for sale now?
Yeah, he has it on Zillow. Yeah.
He does. How long has it been on?
I think hold on, let me check. I think 58 days.
Okay. All right. Well, does it say on it how many people checked it out and how many people saved it?
Uh 110 viewed it, 9 saved it.
Wow.
That's not a good ratio.
Huh.
Not after 55 days. So you're you might be the only phone call that he got, the only request for a contract and all.
Mhm.
So beat him up, do a deal subject to your due diligence and all that. Get the guy wrapped up under contract. You can always go back and renegotiate it or just drop it, So
Yeah.
that's what I would do.
And then get an offer, right? Get an offer.
Get it signed. Tie the property up. You can always go back and renegotiate.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get a lot of those B and C leads, man. I get a lot of those,
Well, you know what? Jason said you toss out the C's, don't call them. I don't do that. Not in the market and things that I do. I just put it on the back burner and let the system automatically go out, send them an email in 60 days or a text in 60 days. Maybe I'll call a guy in 90 days. Hey, you still alive? You still breathing? Yeah. You still got that damn house I called you about? You sold it, right? No, I didn't sell it. All right, good. You want to talk now or should I call you again in 6 months? I don't ask. I just tell them, whatever. So have fun, man. Have fun. You're doing the right thing, Vernon. What else, man? Anything else?
Let me see. Yeah, let me see. Hold up 1 second.
I like that picture on Facebook tonight with your girl. You were having a good time.
Oh, that's my daughter. Yeah.
That's your daughter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Vernon and Verna.
Yeah. Wow. You the man.
Verna. That's a beautiful name.
Pamela Stevenson, Christopher Smith. Where did she put it? Oh, here it is. This one is in Kentucky.
Well, all right.
I'm still beating him up, though. I'm still beating him up.
What is it? Is it a house? Is it a vacant property?
Yeah, it's a house. They live in it. They're going to be moving to Florida, and they were asking 210, but I got them down to 195. But I'm very apprehensive because I don't see any houses around it.
Who cares? Give him 195. Send him a contract. Let's go. What are you waiting for? You can't do that. You can't market until you get a contract, right?
That's true.
Get the damn thing under contract. Let's go.
Yeah.
Come on. Then you bring it back to the lab and we'll see what we can do moving it.
One more question.
Shoot.
Halo sign, is that any good?
A what?
Halo sign.
I don't know.
Hello sign.
Hello sign. Right.
Yeah. I loved it, man. When I used it, I loved it.
Okay.
Yeah. I only switched to dot loop because that's what the realtors in my local market are accustomed to.
Okay.
That's the only reason why I switched. But I used to be totally with hello sign.
Hello sign. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
There is one, and I say that real clearly like that because somebody mentioned one earlier today called Ola sign or something like that.
Yeah.
So you got to make sure.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Depending on what language you're speaking, you'll end up at different websites.
Okay. Okay.
Guys, if you're wholesaling, if you're retailing, if you're lease optioning, if you're split seller financing, whatever you're doing, you're not going to make any money unless you got inventory to sell. Go get inventory. Go contract with them. Go option with them.
Yeah.
Do something to get that inventory sitting out there on your shelf so you got some merchandise to move. Without that, you're not in business.
You got to get something to sell.
Yeah, that's my new motivation statement in the morning. Go get inventory. I like that.
Yes.
I like that.
Give them what they want. You can always go back and change the deal or just toss it and say next. Imagine this. Imagine if you were able to go out. You took the person every day and say you agree with them and you give them what they want. So now at the end of the week, you got 5 contracts. All right. You got 20 contracts across a month. All right. You're telling me that 3 or 4 or 5 of them you can't do something with and move. That's a deal a week. Whether you're wholesaling them, whether you're retailing them, you're offering them to real estate agents, whatever, you're hustling these things. If you're really going to hustle, that's the way to do it. Give them what they want. You can always go back and change the deal. Say, listen, I got a buyer in hand. You want 200,000. I can probably squeeze the guy for 180. What can we do? Meantime, he's got 190. You're putting 10 in your pocket. You're splitting it. You're done. Hello. What's wrong with that, man? Vaughn, what do you think? Wake up, man. Open them eyes.
I love it.
Vernon,
I can do
Vernon, what part of Kentucky is that house in you're looking at?
It is in Owensboro.
Owensboro.
Oh yeah.
Owensboro.
Yeah, nice area.
Right in the southwest corner of Indiana and Kentucky.
Yeah, nice area. Owensboro. Yeah. I've been there.
Okay.
Beautiful. Funny thing about Owensboro is there's a train yard nearby, and the trains make a real high-pitched squealing sound, but it's really, really pretty. You can hear it all around town.
Well, that's where this conversation's going. All right, now. Any more deals? What do we got? Vernon, you done, bud?
Yeah, I'm done with the deals. I just had one question. What do you use for expireds, up-to-date expireds?
What do I what?
Where do you get your up-to-date expired listings?
You can either go to myplusleads.com. That's a subscription service. That's pretty up to date because he gets them like right off the press, and I get listings from him every day. myplusleads.com, and he'll do whatever areas you want. And you pay a subscription, or you use PropStream. PropStream's a little laid back in time.
Right. Right.
You know, so I'm having issues with data because a lot of the counties are not updating the information on time. I'm looking at stuff that's been sold like 4 months ago, and the counties haven't even updated the shit, and the people have already moved into the house already. I'm like, oh God.
Right
And I'm
now-
chasing after this guy sending them letters. Where are we going here?
Right now, I think the most up-to-date data as far as houses sold and all that kind of stuff is the multiple listing service. PropStream.
The MLS is getting their information from the counties. The counties aren't updating.
No,
I'm here on Long Island. They're 4 months behind on some of the stuff, and I'm on the MLS here also, and in Florida.
But when a house sells,
Yeah,
it's up to date in the MLS. The MLS is usually ahead of the county.
give me $1 for every one I show you that's sold, and if the people are already moved in, they're behind. They're not up. It's not in real time. I'm waiting. It's not in real time. The one I called on last week was almost 4 months. The property had changed hands, and the name was still in the old seller's name. So I mean, that's probably a rare occasion. Somebody probably dropped the ball, but I'm not finding this stuff to be anywhere near real time. So if you're asking me about expireds, which is a different avenue, that's who I use: My Plus Leads or a PropStream.
What about the MLS for expired? You ever use that?
On occasion. I like to look for myself. I like to look for expireds with low equity. And that's what I chase after. Look at Vernon. He's starting to drool. Stop that. Wipe that off, man. Wipe that off.
Great idea.
No,
Y'all gotta
no,
write that
no,
down,
no.
somebody.
I search for low equity, no equity, underwater. I search for that all the time.
Yep.
Yeah. There you go.
Have you looked into the Red X, Vernon?
I have Red X. I use Red X for my foreclosure situations.
You haven't used them for expireds though?
No.
Is Red X all foreclosures?
No.
No, they have expireds too.
They have expires.
Okay.
They have a whole bunch of stuff.
But we're not talking
What is Red X?
We're talking bank owned.
No, pre-foreclosure.
Okay.
Like in default.
Yeah, they have pre-foreclosure, auction, and then bank owned.
What and Steve, the one you just said, what was it again? Does it do just bank owned?
Well, I was looking at PropStream. Oh,
No,
I'm
no.
sorry. You mean for expireds?
Oh, expired.
I
But it
was talking
doesn't
about expireds. Now this is another conversation on
it
Red X.
doesn't-
I never heard of Red X.
it doesn't do what's the other one you recommended, Steve?
Well, there was My Plus Leads, and there was
That's it right there. Does that offer REO or foreclosed or pre-foreclosures?
They've got different variants of it that he's coming up with as far as pre-foreclosure and stuff like that when someone gets served, before.
Yeah.
But I don't know how that is. I don't
Okay.
know.
Gotcha. Sorry.
Other expireds are really, really close to the mark, so what was Red X? Rick, you brought up Red X. What is Red X? A data company?
Yeah, Vernon's already using it. So they just have an expireds section of them as well, along with pre-foreclosures and like geo leads where you could target the areas and stuff like that. I can't really speak on them because I haven't used them.
Yeah.
I think I did a long time ago, but because I'm usually, mainly PropStream and Freedom Soft right now myself, but Vernon's already using them for pre-foreclosures. So
Was it
How's that
RED
working out?
Huh?
How's that working out for you with Red X?
It's pretty on spot. They also give you the numbers, but I want to say the numbers are about like the contact numbers is about maybe like 40%. So what happens is I usually wind up re-skipping them anyway.
Okay.
And then also when you're dealing with the pre-foreclosures, you got to understand that these people are disappearing artists, so it can be difficult trying to track them down.
Does anybody know of a really, really simple bank owned foreclosed upon already data feed that's pretty thorough and accurate. Anybody know one? I mean, PropStream I know has bank owned properties, but I'm talking about something like what we're like another platform that's real simplified, like RedX or something like that. Anybody know of one?
No, I know, but RedX does keep. Matter of fact, let me go into it.
I've used Foreclosure Radar in the past.
Foreclosure Radar, dude.
They have I haven't used it in so long, but you used to be able to search like properties that were scheduled for auction. You could search bank-owned REOs, things like that. But again, I haven't used it in a long time.
I'm going to tell you all something. I don't think you're going to need any of this stuff because there's going to be so many foreclosures coming down the pike. You're going to be able to deal directly with the person that's sitting behind the wheel of the house. Watch. If 30%, well, I bet the number's even higher than that, of all the people holding, of all the mortgages in this country on single family homes are in some form of default, there's a tremendous amount of houses out there. And every month that goes out, that they go ahead and they push out these foreclosures to another ending date, the market just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I don't want to chase REOs. I want to deal with the consumers. Right now, the REOs, they want so much money for this shit. You got to be crazy. You got to be nuts.
Yeah. Even with the short sales, because I did a short sale at the beginning of the year. Right now, on average, I know in New Jersey, they want 85% of the BPO, and you pray to God that the PPO is kind of low.
Yeah.
You know, before you could get 50 cents, sometimes 40 cents on a dollar, but not right now. They want a lot.
Yeah.
And they have buyers buying at that rate?
Huh?
And they have buyers that are willing to pay that much? I've been in a lot of bank-owned properties, and most of them are just complete pieces of trash. Like they've been totally. Somebody's gone in there and janked up everything, man. Just totally. That's most of the bank-owned houses I've been in. I have a hard time imagining that they are selling this stuff at premium prices. But you guys are. I believe you, but
yeah,
I'm trying to wrap my mind around. Is what I'm saying.
For the short sales, they want 85% of BPO.
Okay. All right.
For the short sales, they want 85% of the BPOs, and a lot of times the REO inventory, they don't let it all come out at one time. They just sit on a house for years.
Right.
Years, 3 years. Like it might be 2 years where the owner didn't pay any mortgage payments and didn't do any updates to the house, and then another year, 18 months, just sitting in their catalog until they put it back on the market. So you might have almost 4 or 5 years of it not getting any attention. So you're right; those houses are going to be beat up.
But they're nasty. Yeah.
Right. I usually don't deal with those, but the short sales, I know right now they asking 85% of the BPO, 85%, and you got to go in there and try to massage the situation and this, that, and the third to, try to get it down from that. And you better be there when that real estate agent goes there to do the BPO and talk to him and point different things out so he can, put the BPO at a lower number.
I've got a speaker I'm going to bring on in a few weeks. All he does is subject twos. And this guy, that's all he does. And it's real simple what he does. If it doesn't fit in that little box that he does, he moves on to the next one. And the guy does really well. He retired after 2 or 3 years as far as really killing himself. And he just does this as a lark. And he still does a couple of deals a month just by being retired. So, I mean, it's all about cash flow. And he says, he's not worried about equity, for the most part. He looks more for homes that are fairly new, that aren't going to give him a lot of problems. So I mean, I'm gonna bring him on. It'll be probably a couple more weeks before I can get him, but his feet nailed down. But
Sounds
I think
exciting.
he'll be a real asset to this call.
Yeah.
Where you want to sit down, you want to look and see what really is going to fire off in the next few months, because you got homes that have been sold in the last 3-4 years with interest rates 3-4%, and you can walk in the door and grab up that interest. I'd rather that you grab up that financing. Holy shit, that's awesome.
Do you think the banks will try their best to try to hit that due on clause sign? Because I read a couple things people were talking about that maybe 4 years down the line, 5 years down the line, that the banks might try to get real strict with that.
No. How's that?
No.
The
Nobody
due
can
sale
answer.
clause. Anybody can listen. If you're doing business with a private lender, different ballgame. If you're doing business with regular money market banks, they don't. If you're making the mortgage payments, they don't give a rat's behind.
Yeah.
They don't care.
They don't even know there's a problem, do they?
They don't care. As long as you're making the mortgage payments, they don't care. Done. Next. That's it. Why wouldn't we want to take advantage of that opportunity? And it's going to be fucking huge. I'm telling you, it's huge right now. The only reason why a person that's really close to being, I don't want to use the word upside down. They bought 3 years ago, put no money down, 2-3%, and they're just about, they're just hedging where the market's at. The fact that these homes have jumped in value so much, a lot of these people can get out. But as soon as all this shit starts hitting the fan, the game's going to change. You're going to see that water don't run up river too long, So that's I believe that's going to happen. I really do.
I do too.
So
there are going to be a lot of stuck people, and they need a creative guy to come in and fix their problem.
Yep.
That's me.
It's going to be properties that you're going to want to hold on to for long term. I would lease option the property out, and I would look to wrap it and sell or finance it after the year is up, so I get the long-term capital gains. If Biden doesn't fuck that all up too, excuse my French, whatever.
Yeah, but you really do that in advantageous states. You can't do that. You wouldn't want to do that in Pennsylvania.
Why? Why?
What about if you have to take the house back?
So take it back.
It might cost you a year minimum.
No, you try your damnedest. Listen, you're a small guy. When the deal goes together, when I hold a mortgage on a property, I walk in the door, I shake the guy's hand, I say, "Look, I'm an old fuck, and I'm just doing this as a to try and supplement my 401k because it looks like a 201k. So, and I'm not going to try and hurt you. And if there comes a time where, you know what, financially, this deal just no longer makes sense to you, and you just say, Steve, my back's against the wall. All I want you to do is leave the keys on the counter, call me, tell me, listen, my back's against the wall, man. Leave me a house that I can turn around and I can resell it, and we're golden. I won't come after you for a deficiency. I won't have to do any of that stuff. You trash my house, you're done. You'll never get another house. So that's what I tell to a lot of people. It makes a big sense. A lot of people just call me and say, man, this ain't working out. I got to move, this and that. I'm leaving. You told me to leave the keys. I call my agent, my broker in the area, go pick up the keys. We got a fresh one, get a voluntary letter. They surrendered it, right? And we move on. A lot of times, you do cash for keys. Say, listen, it's going to cost you $3,000-$4,000, for a first month's rent and a month's security in a new house. How about I help you out with that? You leave me the keys for the house, and we all move on. You can work it out, and you just be down to earth. You don't sound like you're Mr. Joe, big businessman, and it works. Pennsylvania, where do you think Ionati's doing all his deals? Butler, Pennsylvania. I think it's out by.
That's far.
Yeah, he's in Butler. That's where he got his. That's what his stuff is all about. He does his business there. That's what he does. So he loves Pennsylvania. He just doesn't want to live there anymore. He's in Florida. So yeah.
Where are you at?
I'm sorry?
Where are you?
Long Island. I live on Long Island, and I'm just renting a house out here now. I sold my house in April, so I moved out to a rental. I'm not spending a dime on buying real estate. I'm not here in this state, anyways. So we're probably going to wind up settling down in Florida eventually. So I mean, I got all my properties down there. We got one home that we live in the Kissimmee, which is nice. It's okay, but it's not a place I want to spend the rest of my life. So. No. Want to stay on the East Coast somewhere. We'll see.
Come on down, Steve.
Hey, man. Where are you in Florida? You down around Tampa somewhere?
Yeah, like about 12 miles in a little town called, 12 miles outside of Tampa in a little town called Riverview.
I know exactly where you are. I like Riverview. Nice
Yeah.
tiki bars there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. It's all great. I was just down there. Was it 3 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite is Sarasota.
I got a brother there. I got a brother in Sarasota and a brother in Bradenton. My brother in Sarasota moved down there from Long Island. He had lost his wife. So he says, I'm going to move down there. So he moves, and he said, I talked to him on the weekend. He says, Steve, I don't even want to go back to New York to even visit. I love it here. He got used to the heat, and he's doing really well. My other brother's been down there for a while. So I got to go down there. So we'll see. Anyways, everybody. Hervik, what do you got, man? We haven't heard from you all night. What are you doing?
I'm listening in. I have a question.
Shoot.
I've been using texting base to send out my text messages, and I hadn't used it for a long time, so I had a bunch of credits, but I don't like that system too much. So I wanted to ask somebody to maybe shoot me a couple of options for sending out text messages or text message blasting. Anybody got some good apps?
A good app. How many you said? Well,
I used to like Text Magic. I mean, I use Freedom Soft pretty much 99% now, but Text Magic kind of worked for me for quite some time. It's one to look into. It's not the cheapest in the world, but you can still blast and buy numbers and stuff like that. Text Magic.
I send to answer your questions, and thank you for that, Text Magic. Steve,
I got another one for you.
Yep.
Connectly, that's what I've been using to do all my text blasting, and they have an app for your phone, so you could actually reply back to all your sellers and buyers on your phone. They even give you free landing pages. It's pretty good so far, but it seems to use everything else that like it still uses Twilio and everything else to purchase the numbers, but I've been having some success with that.
What is the name of that again?
Connectly. It's run from Tommy Holt. He basically did. It's like the white label version of REI Reply. It's cheap. Like I only pay $47 a month.
How many credits do you get?
I can't hear you. You came in broken up.
How many credits do you get for $47 a month?
I think it's like the cheapest you can get with texting. Like it's a couple cents per text, and like I just recharged mine. I sent out maybe like 100 something texts. I mean, I haven't gotten charged in like 2 months. It usually hits my card for like $10 or something like that.
What's the name of it again?
Connectly. No, let me pull over and I'll take it because I'm driving, and I'll take a snapshot of the app. And I'll put it in.
I just looked it up online. I'll put it in the chat box. Don't be safe out there. You don't have to pull over.
Thank you, Ed. I was going to do that myself. You beat me to it. You're such a gentleman. Thank you, sir.
And also, Steve, last week I reminded you about that deal that I picked up with some seller financing, and then I assigned it to someone. Remember? And you're like, oh, you could. There's another way you could have done it. You were thinking like a wholesaler.
Okay.
Yeah, I had gotten $1,000 from the buyer, and I'm in Miami right now, right? I've been in Florida since December, but in 2015 I'd moved to Atlanta to do business. But since December, I've been back in Florida. So I did this one all virtually, and I got the check. I don't know if I see it, $6,000. It was a seven grand in total that I got on that deal. This is
Hey, grab that belt, buddy.
You got to show us again, man.
Well, you rung the bell last time, but I hadn't collected the check yet. Let me see.
Look, ladies and gentlemen, it's even got a real date on it that's not blacked off. He really made the money.
Yeah, no, it's on there.
Don't you love seeing these? Don't you love seeing the checks from a lot of these gurus and they white over the dates? You don't know how old this check is, if it's even real, you know? Good job, Hervik. And that was all done remote. What's wrong with that, man? You're the man. You're the man. You and Vaughn tonight. Okay, Vaughn's got to move over a little bit.
I appreciate it.
Good job, man. Good job. What else you got going on?
Getting crowded at the top, huh?
Yeah.
I did feel some type of way because you were 100% right when you broke it down to the different ways that I could have done the deal, and then you told me I was thinking like a wholesaler, and then that's when I started looking stuff up, and I looked up Eddie Speed. We were talking about him last week, so you opened up my mind.
He'll blow you away. Eddie will blow you away. He's got a lot of stuff on YouTube. Maybe I'd love to get one of his associates on. Eddie wouldn't come online with us. He doesn't do that stuff, but maybe get some of his associates on it. But you know, like everything else, I'm on his call every Tuesday, and it's different every week, and it's just great stuff. And that's where you learn really outside the box financing. Whether you're buying notes, whether you're selling properties, you're buying properties, that's the deal. Great job, Hervik. Great job.
Thank you.
Time is flying, baby. Time is flying. Who else has got something to share? Rick, I want to thank you for chiming in tonight, man. You are an asset. Very great. We appreciate it. Jerry, anything else you want to chime in about there, Jerry? Anything else going on?
Well, I got a property in Kentucky. I'm having a problem moving.
Okay. What's the problem?
Well, it's out in the middle of nowhere. I think that's the problem. It's in a small town, and I've had paid ads on Facebook. I've gotten like 70 people responded, and everybody's looking for, most of them are looking for a place, Bowling Green, Lexington, Kentucky. And this place is about 2.5, 3 hours away for most people.
Can you offer any terms on it? Can you buy it with some terms you can transfer?
It's a lease option. That's what I.
Okay.
Can you get your Facebook ad, your paid ad to run in that particular county or zip code as opposed to the 2.5 hour radius?
Did that also. Got that running. Okay. I did that today.
Okay.
But yeah, it's been going, and it's been like a lot of people responding, but just having a hard time finding someone. So but I have until August 1st. So.
Oh, you got time. I predict a win on that one. You got enough time. Given enough time, you'll find somebody on a rent to own. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
Yeah.
Any realtors in that area hungry? Probably.
You know, I called a realtor tonight, but the time when I called, the office was closed, so I'm going to call tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
And maybe I should put it on Craigslist also, huh?
Talk to some realtors down there first. Is there any such thing as a wholesale piece around there, or no? There's no wholesaling done. You want to rent to own it. I'm thinking differently. I'm sorry. Is there any? Is it a rental market there?
A very small town, very small.
Wow.
Well, small towns I find are closer to bigger towns that are closer to a county seat.
Yep.
And I may work in the county seat, but I'm willing to live in that small town that's 25-minute drive outside of this town. So you might start advertising the county-wide or in that county seat, whatever the county seat is, because it's probably not that town.
What do the numbers look like on this thing?
The guy's asking $195.
Right. And
I'm going to market it for like on a rent on for 215.
Is it worth 215 or 195, whatever? Is it worth it?
215. Yes.
It's worth it. What do you, what kind of payments?
Right now, the payment's going to be, he wants first month rent, $1,300 and a $1,000 deposit.
All right, so you're
sounds
gonna go after
reasonable.
you're gonna go after a first-time buyer or a penalty box buyer.
Trying to.
That's what I'd advertise just for that.
Yeah.
Advertise just for that. First-time buyer, call me. I got a house for it. Instead of renting, how about you want to own it? And this is a rent to own, so you know.
Yeah.
Man, it's all marketing. Go ahead, Justin.
Your local mortgage guys,
Yeah.
they know people just like that. So you may just put the feelers out to a couple local mortgage guys around that in that county seat and say, hey, listen, I've got a property over there. We're willing to do a rent to own. You got anybody that got close to qualifying but didn't get quite so close enough? We might be able to work a little deal here, and you make money and I make money too. What say you? And just see what
Okay.
they say. Just a thought.
Okay.
It's all good. All right, Justin, you got anybody online with questions?
I don't think so, Steve. Coach
Cool,
Steve, we
good.
went a long time tonight.
Good. All right. Anybody else got something they want to talk about? Deals, something they want to share, comments? You want to vote for me for the guy for the year or whatever that is?
Yeah, MVP.
MVP of the year. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I'd like to say something, Steve.
Shoot me.
Yeah, so I'm trying to mess with that. You brought it up earlier. My Plus Leads.
Right.
Yeah, I think I messed up and I got it in my my home county, and then later realized that San Diego wasn't is super tough market.
You
So I
think?
want to change that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you, I just wanted to pick your brain on that. Like, how do you see markets, and is it worth doing creative stuff in an area like San Diego?
Man, there's people doing deals in the most busiest, the most expensive spots in the country. And they've got their ways of doing business that, the secret sauce, as they say. So, if you're out there giving people what they want and you can solve their issues, you can do business in San Diego the same way as you can do business in Timbuktu, Oregon. What we talked about doing tonight, giving people what they want. All right, give people what they want. You turn around and maybe you can flip it to through a realtor, do a little bit of renegotiating and make yourself 5, 10, 15 grand on something. But the only difference is in San Diego, you probably got another zero on the end of the numbers. So, I mean, I wouldn't be afraid of that. And I'd try it. How long have you been after it in San Diego?
I've probably put in a couple weeks worth in early 2020, and then some in early 2021.
I would do it for
not much.
I do it for 3 months.
Say that again.
I would do it for 3 months. All right. And I think he gives you a radius as far as, what zip code. I don't think he does it he can do it by county probably, but I have him doing it by radius. And I've got a deal worked out with him. Yeah. So I got a deal worked out where I go 100-mile radius. So I can cover some states. I almost got 2/3 of the state. But you're not going to get an honest answer as to how this thing's going to work until you're in this thing for a while. If you want to be in a more expensive market, then you got to be in a more expensive market. Stick your head in here. Say hello.
Give me that one. Hi guys.
My wife is here. There you go.
I'll put this
Working
in
at home.
the fridge for you,
Okay, thank you.
Have fun.
Yep.
Nice to meet you.
Says hi. So if you decide that's your business model and you want to go after homes in that area, go for it. But you're not going to know how it is just playing around for 2 weeks. Sending stuff back and forth. But remember something. These people want to sell their houses and they've already taken their shot with the realtor and it failed. You're not the first person that's going to call them. The realtors are working that list. They all want this guy to relist again. First words out of your mouth are, I'm an investor. Or I'm not looking to list your house. I'm looking to buy it.
Yeah.
That's your first words out of your mouth. All right. So I wouldn't, and they might even be easier to work with, because a lot of homes I find that are more and more and more expensive, these people are more business related. They got a little bit more business savvy. A lot of what
Yeah.
I do business leasing. I lease out businesses with inventory and everything else and put the package together and put it out there. And I'm basically selling blue sky. I'm selling fairy dust. But when I'm doing business like that, I'm not dealing with the general consumer. I'm doing business with two business people. So it's easier to get them to talk to one another and all, and make that happen. So, but I wouldn't jump out of that market until I tried it all out, or pick a different area a little bit further away. California's an expensive market, man. Pick a little area a little bit further away, a little bit further away, maybe, and take a radius map. I don't know. Rick's out there. I think where you, Rick, in Northern California?
No, I'm right here around Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, yeah. He's Rick's a realtor. You want to ask a realtor about market and all that? Here it is. You get a front row seat. Ask away.
Yeah, I don't do much on the realtor side. But yeah, California's tough, man. I mean, I definitely don't do mailers out here. I do have a driver, like driving for dollars type of scenario, a couple of them actually here in California, and it's tough. You either want to text them or call them, but that's about, my main direct point of contact with them. I like the Carolinas, and over on that side myself, people are easier to talk to. But then again, it's California. When you get a deal, it's a bigger deal. So it don't take much. One California deal could be 8 other deals, right? So it just depends on how you're going to dig at it, man.
Right on. Thank you.
Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, Vaughn. Anybody else got anything they want to add tonight? We've been on now for a while. Anybody else going? Anything else? Rick, David, Rick, and Rick just popped back in there. We got my friendly realtors from California. We got David. We got Rick P, Ed, Jerry, Jason, Hervik, the Pitbull Vernon, and the star of the show, Vernon, Mr. Vaughn Cross. We're all done for tonight. We're going to call it a night, and we hope to see you all again next Monday night. And for tonight, Driscoll's out. You all have a great night. Thank you, sirs.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Take care.
You guys have a good one.
Thank you.
You too.
God bless.